fires one towards the goal. That's going to be gloved by Travis Ridgen. Well, this is more like it.
This is Slangin The Bizkit. Here's Travis Ridgen and Dave Wheeler.
I'm reunited with my incredible co-host, who I think still has the number one morning show on the radio in the city of Winnipeg, right?
As far as I know.
Hasn't changed?
No one's told me any different.
I was going to ask one thing for you, too. I got a lot of messages over the last couple of weeks. Obviously, you don't have social media, so you have no idea that this is happening. But people were asking, why do I do the solo interviews, and why does Dave not join me on the interviews? And the reason being is that with me being in Vancouver, Dave being in Winnipeg, or any other combination of cities that we're in, it makes it very difficult to have, let's say, Ilya Bryzgalov on Zoom with Dave in Winnipeg, me in Vancouver, or even if me and Dave are in Winnipeg with Briz being in New Jersey, Philadelphia, wherever he is. It's very difficult to produce, and I don't have the capacity or the skills to do that smoothly. So it's just easier to just go one end on Zoom, one end on in person, or for Dave and I both in person, or whatever the combination. It's just easier to do that.
Speaking of producing and whatnot, if you're editing the videos, do you get to choose how many pucks you stop?
Ultimately, yes, I guess so. I'm the ultimate producer. I am Mr. Producer, right?
Work on that. Stop more in the videos.
You know, I'm kind of torn on that sometimes, because there's a very fine line, and we will get into the actual podcast program that you came here today to listen to, but it's that fine line of, like, I want to be honest, right? Like, I don't want to just post all saves, because then people are like, well, now he's, that's fake, because that's not realistic. But I also can't put all goals in, because then people are going to think I suck, so it's got to be somewhere in the middle, but it also has to be realistic, right? Like, what we're actually working on, it can't be a save here, a save there, a goal here, a goal there, a save here. Like, it's got to be, I don't know, there's that balance, and it's tough to nail sometimes. Somebody also asked the other day, why are you posting things that you're working on? People, like, shooters are going to see that and pick on that. Well, if I actually did what we were training, it's not a problem. You can try to prey on the weakness all you want. I've mastered it. I've fixed it on the next thing. So it's not a problem anymore.
Huh. I like that. Well, I mean, it's a that actually reminds me of an argument I got into with a family member once upon a time. Because many moons ago, 20 years ago, I played in the World Series of Poker down in Las Vegas, and I did a lot of studying beforehand, and a family member was like, poker's just luck. It all depends on the cards you get. And I said, no. I said, if you watch these guys long enough, you can figure out what their tells are. You can figure out what their betting habits are. And ever since they started airing in mass quantity the World Series of Poker, you see less and less of these pros like the Doyle Brunsons and Daniel Negreanu's. I mean, they went on huge slides and played more table games and whatnot, and you saw more and more new winners all the time, because these guys were able to get tape, no different than an NFL player, a hockey player, or any sports player, that when you study tape of the team you're about to play, you can figure out their weaknesses, and that happened 100% in poker. So I get the argument that they're coming from, saying, why would you show your weaknesses? But if you're able to rectify those, then yeah, you're it's like, yeah, go ahead, try for my lower left side.
Well, it depends. If the guys in the league are watching, it's a little bit different. But I think one thing that pro hockey has taught me, and learning, especially like getting humbled by guys who are actually talented and skilled. Let's say like you're watching a UFC fight, right? Like you're watching, I don't know, like Nate Diaz versus Jake Paul, like for the boxing fight coming up, any type of combat sport. Somebody who's never hopped in the ring before, never done a competitive match, never actually trained, is going to, yeah, this guy doesn't know how to fight. This guy is a bum. Meanwhile, this guy would smoke you on any given day. Same thing like in the NFL. You may think, oh, I could throw the ball better. My grandma throws better. I got to have better defensive coverage. Try it. It's impossible. It's the little details. Goaltending as well, right? Oh, just throw a fat dude in there and just have a shuffle around. It's easy. Well, it's not really that easy. The players are too good. Or even like being a player, being able to shoot and pick corners. Anybody could score, right? Like the fans in the 300 section of Bell MTS Place when the Jets are playing, they're yelling "shoot from the upper deck." They don't understand how good these goaltenders are and the systems are, right?
Well, and yeah, I mean, there's a couple thoughts that come to mind. Number one is that scrub that showed up at the Montreal Canadiens practice one time, thinking like,
with Jose Theodore?
I just need to get out there and show them what I can do. Like everyone thinks everyone can be an armchair quarterback, right? Like everyone has an opportunity to. I could do that. I remember playing junior varsity. I could go out and do that. Really? Could you? I don't think you could.
I get into it a lot with people online, and maybe this is one reason why I shouldn't have social media, and it's probably good that you don't as well, because I know we're very similar in mind. But I get a lot of people that message me and specifically will leave comments in the comment section about, you're not a pro, you play in the Fed, you're a peasant, you're horrible. And then I always reply with, how much money did you make last season playing professional hockey? I'm looking for a dollar figure, please. And then I'll tell you how much I made. And I usually never get a response back, or I get a response to a different question, because I never get an actual dollar figure, right? although the Fed may not be the greatest hockey in the world, it's pro hockey. And the guys in the Fed are good, as we've documented for 50 plus episodes.
Well, it comes down to, are you getting paid for what you're doing? And if you are, that makes you a professional. I love the comment that somebody left the other day. You've been part of 3 teams and you have 44 minutes of experience. And I thought to myself, yeah, how much do you have?
Well, that's actually going to be the record because I was property of 3 teams in less than a month, with Motor City owning me, leaving me open to the draft, picked up by Virginia, traded to Watertown, all with 44 minutes of experience, only playing for one of the 3 teams. So what a world it is, right? Professional hockey.
Pretty sure you're still undefeated, though, aren't you? 1-0?
Undefeated at what? You'll have to find out. Stay tuned. That goes to you. That's credit to you. That was your idea to say that.
Screw the haters, man. Screw the haters.
Well, speaking of which, why don't we get into something that the haters could probably use is a pair of Sheath Underwear. Because when I'm clapping back online, or me and Dave are going toe-to-toe in the comment section, you're sweating, you're going to want a pair of Sheath Underwear to keep you calm. Sheath has been the presenting sponsor since day one of this podcast, and there's a reason why. The reason being is that your dick and balls are not meant to be stuck to the side of your leg as one piece. It's like a melted popsicle on the sidewalk. We want to peel it right off the sidewalk, get it compartmentalized and separated so it's aerated and breathing. Sheath also has their incredible bamboo mesh technology, which keeps you cool on those hot summer days. Also keeps you nice and insulated in winter. It's really, really nice. I'll tell you that right now. It's also founded by a member of the U.S. military, Robert. Spent time in Afghanistan and Iraq. Couldn't change out his underwear for weeks on end. He'd be flipping them inside out and was like, damn, I got to fix this. Enter Sheath Underwear. And it's approved by a U.S. Marine. It's going to be good enough for you average Joes or myself sitting on this couch. It's going to be very comfortable. Also, there's a reason why Sheath is on all of my equipment. It's because it is the best. You can pick up a pair of Sheath Underwear by going to the link in the video description on the podcast. Click on that link and then put in the code BIZKIT69, BIZKIT 69. Get you 20% off the best underwear money can buy. That's on the Apple and Spotify podcast notes as well. Treat yourself to a pair of Sheath this summer season.
I love it. Yep. Matter of fact, wearing a pair right now. That's all I wear.
Let's see. Show me them. It's a video exclusive.
I'll show you the fancies. Oh, look. Oh, that's all you get. That's all you get. That's all you get. That's all you get. You got to be a Patreon member to get more.
As if you're in the Apple or the Spotify version, I saw the tip of the iceberg, and I'm not talking about the underwear, by the way. The tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. Well, the polar ice caps are melting,
and the Titanic sunk from an iceberg as well, right?
Listen, speaking of haters, can I be one for a sec, real quick?
Yeah,
can I be
go
one?
ahead. Of course.
All right. I am willing to concede that
you're gonna get social media.
No, the Baton Rouge Red Sticks was a very basic idea, but I think it was a good one. I think it was an original idea. I think it was a great play on words. For those that don't know, Baton Rouge is a French word, Creole, for Red Stick. And I thought the Baton Rouge Red Sticks would just be a very clever name. They didn't decide to go with it. Missed opportunity. That's fine. As long as you came up with something better, I would have been okay with that. But you didn't.
They didn't even get the logo right. The logo was crooked.
Now listen, I consider myself an amateur musician. I play a handful of instruments that I can still be somewhat proficient at if I pick them up and maybe entertain at a campfire if need be. But you have picked a name that is very inclusive to your area, and I get that it's smart, but it doesn't really roll off the tongue. It doesn't really fit well for recognition outside of your market. It really doesn't scream, oh, I know where they're from. I think they could have done a little better job. Thoughts?
What is a Zydecko? Zydecko? I don't know what that is. I still don't.
Oh, so we don't even know how to pronounce it.
Zydecko?
If you're pronouncing it in Creole, it's Zydecko.
So they're the Baton Rouge Zydeckos.
Zydeckos.
Which
Zydecko is a form of local Creole music. So good luck with that.
But there's no music or anything in the logo. It's a bridge. It says Baton Rouge.
Yeah, and it's the bridge that you take to leave New Orleans. So I don't know.
I don't know what I'm allowed to say as being a player in the league, how much I can criticize another team's name and logo, but I did hear that there is a I mean, the league is always constantly communicating through email, and somebody may or may not have thrown somebody was getting shit on from the league the other day, and the response back was, "Well, at least my team's not named the Zydeckos," and the vice president of the league replied back with a ha. So tough name.
I will say this: at least they didn't go with a red and black scheme like every other team in the Fed.
They did.
I know. I was kidding.
Another red team. We only have 13 of them in the league.
Yeah. Well, at this point, it just looks like intramural hockey out there. Red jerseys and white jerseys. It really solves the problem of what happened last time when they forgot the jersey and had to wear the roller rink jersey. So at this point, it's like, if you just need to borrow our alternate jersey, sure, then no one will notice. I mean, that's smart.
I was going to say, would it not make it easier if, let's say, a team forgets the jersey, so you can use the third Baton Rouge jerseys that are a solid red or whatever, or on top of it, let's say somebody gets dished and the team doesn't have any extra gloves or helmets or whatever. It's like, just use your old stuff. It all blends in. Just throw a new logo on there. You're good to go, right?
Like I said, it's starting to look like you're in a mural sport at this point. But hey, you do you.
You can say that. I can't say that.
I know. I'll say it again.
There's another team too. This is brand new, kind of hot off the press. The Elmira River Sharks. Now, they were the Elmira Enforcers. They went broke. They became the Elmira Mammoth. They went broke. Now they're the Elmira River Sharks. I don't know if there's any sharks in the actual Elmira area, but I mean it's interesting. It's another red team again, another white, red, and black team, which you'll see in the video version of the show. I don't know. Kind of disappointed. I was hoping something a little bit more tough, a little more nail gun. Like I like the Mammoth. I thought the Enforcer thing was kind of cool, but River Shark is I don't know. I would have picked something different.
The Federal League is starting to flirt with the NCAA a little bit when it comes to creativity for names. Now, I get it when it comes to the NCAA because you've got so many bloody teams between Division 1, 2, 3, and all the other affiliates. So I get it. You got to call yourself the Fighting Pigeons. I understand. It's like, we're in a conference with a brother. I get it. But you have an opportunity. You're in your own league. Like you're like no one really knows who you are. It's a real opportunity to market yourself well. And I don't know, River Sharks. I just can't see how a bunch of promotional people are sitting around a table going, "Yep, that's the one, River Sharks." People are just gonna go, "Yeah, River Sharks." Like I don't know. I mean, unless there's a local fish in that area that I'm unaware of, where people go, "Hey, what'd you catch the other day?" "Oh, I got myself a couple River Sharks." "Ah, son of a bitch. Sorry to hear about that. Better luck next time." Unless there's a local name for, and I could be wrong. Maybe there is. Maybe there is a local fish that they call a river shark. Then great. But there's no connection for me as a fan where I go, "Oh, great name."
Now, I could be mistaken, but unless I'm missing something based on the logo that they announced, the shark that's on that logo, there's no way you're reeling that in with a rod and a reel. Like you're having a commercial fishing boat. So I don't know how relatable that is to the area.
Yeah, again, you do you. And listen, prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. Sell out of merchandise and have people from all over North America ordering this up because it's just a great, people go, "Yeah, River Shark." I hope I'm wrong. It was just kind of shoulder shrug both times going, "Oh, River Sharks? Oh, the Zydecko? Oh, eh."
Maybe something along the lines of like they saw a deal on like Facebook or GG or whatever, and was like, "Hey, like there's a discount on like an inflatable shark. We could skate through that. Oh, we're the River Sharks now, I guess, right?"
Or maybe they thought, "Hey, we know San Jose is getting rid of a bunch of their stuff. Maybe we can just paint it a different color. We'll paint it red and black, and there you go, River Shark.
Get it 50% off."
Again, I hope I am wrong. Please prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. But please, if somebody's listening at the commissioner level of the Federal League, hire me, please. You want ideas? I'm full of them. You can't hire that guy because he's busy playing for you right now. You can hire him when he's done, but in the interim, just bring me in. I'll just be the guy to be the little voice of reason going, I don't know if Zydecko's the way we want to go.
Although my former team, although I was only a member of the team for less than 2 weeks, the Virginia team, which said they're not going to be the Whitfield team, they're going to be the Virginia team, have not disappointed us yet. They don't even have a name yet. So they might be the Virginia Express. I was told by the owner that it's never going to happen, but they don't have an official name yet. So maybe he's changed his mind. I don't know. I haven't talked to him since then. So
Wranglers.
The Virginia Wranglers.
Go with Wranglers. Nice and simple, and at least you can go, "Wranglers, we good? Yeah. All right, we're good." Oh, ha. Wheeler's not making fun of us. All right. Woo!
What an interesting league. I was going to say too, on the more positive side of things, obviously I'm with the Watertown Wolves now. I'm a member of the team. Looking forward to training camp for the end of September, and things are really starting to shape up. I mean, our GM Charlie Pence Jr. I think, and somebody can quote me on it, I think he's made more transactions in the last month than the whole Federal League did all previous during the season. Like, he has just been signing this guy from Germany, this guy from Finland, this guy from this team. We traded for the top player from Elmira last season. We picked him up, played in Sweden against me, Tate Leeson. Excited to play with you this season, my friend. And we also have 4 Motor City alumni. By the way, Motor City's only been in the league for 1 year. We have 4 Motor City alumni on the team, right? So there's myself, our boy Ever Thompson, ET, who I owe $20 for. And by the way, apparently people have paid him, I think, up to $60 right now in trying to pay off my debt, my tabs so far.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, so we're yeah.
So he owes you 40.
Yeah, I guess that's the way to look at it.
I think at this point you split it and you just go out for a nice Subway brunch.
Subway, ugh. Oh, shit,
want.
I don't know if I can say that. Depends if Subway sponsors the team or not.
Well, you just go someplace in Waterton, some local joint. Go support something local. Go to your local cafe.
Yeah, we want to support the locals. We also have Chris Corrigan, who was on our team for a very short time in Motor City.
Yeah, that's Billy's nephew, right?
Yep. Despite all of his rage, he's still just a rat in a cage.
Nice.
The world is a vampire. Not in Watertown, though, in Motor City. Can I say that?
Yes, absolutely you can.
Motor City's a bunch of vampires.
So, hey, listen, when I mean, we're probably, about a month or so away, month and a half away from you checking in to training camp?
About 2 months. About 2 months, yeah,
okay.
Ish. So it's going to be end of September. So I think rookie camp starts September 24th or 5th. I could be mistaken. And then I'm expected to report for the 30th, and then we'll start training camp. We have a preseason game against the River Sharks, October 6th or 7th. And then home opener weekend versus Danbury the weekend after. So,
listen, I'm really trying to fall in love, and I hope everyone goes out and supports the River Sharks by buying their gear. But look at it this way: you bump into a friend of yours, and you're in Elmira, okay? You're in Elmira, and you bump into a friend of yours at the local grocer, and you're grabbing some stuff for the barbecue. You're like, hey, you excited for the River Shark season? No, what you're gonna say is like, hey, excited for the Shark season? It's gonna get shortened easily. Like people in Pittsburgh, they say, hey, you going to the Pens game tonight? They don't say, are you going to the Pittsburgh Penguins game tonight? Are you going to the Pens game? It's become a nickname. No one's gonna call them the River Sharks outside of the announcer and the people that are involved in it. It'll get shortened to the Sharks real quick.
Also, one thing I did want to say as far as merchandise, and I'm glad you reminded me of that. So we play Motor City. I have it written down here. I'm just trying to figure it out here. November 22nd, Motor City comes to Watertown, as well as December 3rd. And I hate to disappoint everybody and kind of let this brew all season, but we don't go to Motor City till the end of March. So that's almost 6 months into the season we go to Motor City. I would like to debut this here in the show live, an offer, I will say. Anybody who bought a Motor City jersey that has my name on it, anybody, for the small percentage chance that there is somebody who bought a Virginia jersey that was going to have my name on it, if you send me a message and you come out to a game this season, I will personally go and buy a Watertown jersey out of my own pocket, and I will trade you for it. I will take the Motor City jersey. I'll take the Columbus jersey. Shout out to Steve over there in Columbus, who's had my jersey for 4 years. I will take the Virginia jersey. I'll give you the proper jersey, the Watertown jersey, and all the jerseys that I take back in these trading offers. I want to auction them off. We're going to put some money together, and I want to fly a bunch of fans out to Watertown for the ultimate Fed experience. So if you have my jersey that does not have the proper logo on the front, we're going to get you taken care of. We're going to get that off your back, get that out of your hands, so you don't got to wear that anymore. We're going to get you the right one, and we're going to bring some fans into the game as well. So I think that's a great combination as well. Funny enough.
And by the way, you said November 21st, right?
November 22nd, yeah. We go. Motor City comes to Watertown.
Is Stefan Asso still the head coach in Waterton for the Wolves?
No, I'm not sure who our head coach is.
Okay, because he got hired midway through last season in December of last year. And so if he still is the head coach, circle that date. Our boy's getting to start that game. I'm calling it.
If I was in Virginia, the Motor City home opener would have been against Virginia October 22nd, by the way, or 27th, I should say. And they play Virginia quite a few times, so it's almost like This is part of God's plan, just the way things have shaped up with just the circumstances of how I ended up playing in Watertown the one night, how I got into communication, and the deal ended up happening, all the obstacles that we had to go through, because if I was protected by Motor City in the draft, they never would have traded me, ever. So I had to get picked up by somebody to get traded to Watertown, and just I couldn't be happier, really. I mean, our GM, Charlie Pence Jr., there's nobody that I want to play for more than this guy. He's been, am I allowed to say that I can call him a personal friend? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I consider him a close friend. And
have you given him a hug yet?
I think maybe. I don't know. I should ask him. Penzi, we ever?
If you don't know, you're not close personal friends. Give the guy a hug, then we'll have that conversation.
But shout out to our equipment manager, Mikey. He's a Selkirk boy. Loves you, by the way.
Yeah, good dude, Mikey. I was actually really happy to hear that his name pop up the other day.
Yeah, he was actually him, Penzi, and I were talking the other day, and he's excited for you to come down to a game in Watertown this season.
Can't wait. I'll fold some towels with you.
That'll make three of us, both of us, all of us. Pucks, anybody?
Let's go.
But there was one thing that I did want to talk about before you move off the Fed talk. Obviously, slow time of year, not a lot of Fed news. But we were talking the other day just about the Motor City situation. It was just unfortunate kind of how things rolled out. I mean, it obviously could have gone a lot smoother with actually getting some game time, getting an opportunity, and having there's so much potential between myself and the team. And I don't want to use any language that indicates that I'm a victim, because I'm absolutely not. I was blessed with the opportunity to go to the Motor City Rockers. I was blessed with the opportunity to play on a certain night, excuse me, where our GM saw me in Watertown and ended up trading for me and wants me to play there, and has been very good to me since then. And Motor City also, fortunately, with the way things worked out, blessed me with the opportunity to get the hip surgery, where I've never felt better before. I've never been moving better. It's probably one of the best decisions I've made in the last 5 years, is getting this hip surgery. All these things coming together. Like, I was blessed with the opportunity in Motor City. But I also do want to say, and now hear me out, because I know some people aren't going to like this. I think anybody that wants to play professional hockey should really, really look at the message that Andrew Tate puts out. Now, I know, put aside some of the things that some people do or don't like about him. His message of the unfortunate reality is the world is competitive, especially at the top levels, pro hockey, the FPHL. Like, how many guys are signing up for free agent camps? How many guys want to play in the Fed? It's ultra competitive. And to be the best, you have to treat it as a business. You're not taking anything personal. I could have taken things personally in Motor City, but I didn't. I could have been upset when they were promising me starts and things weren't happening. I could have been upset when all the things I was being told didn't come to fruition. I could have been upset at a lot of things, but I looked at it as, here's an opportunity to turn this into something good. Here's an opportunity to become a better man, to become a better teammate, to endear myself to my team, which I think I did to the best of my abilities. And I think that Andrew Tate's message of exactly that it's competitive. It's the cream of the crop, right? Don't take it personally. You have to go through some hard times to become better. I think this is a message that I think everybody should listen to, that everybody should understand. I think that when you're a world kickboxing champion like him, it comes through as, this man has practiced what he's preached. And I've been listening to a couple of interviews he's done lately with, he did one with Jake Paul just yesterday, which I really, really enjoyed them talking about the competitiveness of pro combat sports and whatnot. But anybody that's looking to become a better athlete, ultimately become playing pro hockey, that's ultra competitive, ultra tough to compete in, I think Tate's message is something that everybody should listen to. His overall message of better yourself, upgrade the athlete, upgrade the man, go through adversity, embrace it, because it's good for you. It's actually very productive to go through some adversity, and you'll come out better on the other side. Thoughts, Dave?
Okay. I'll put it to you this way. Let's just say you work at Walmart in the neighborhood of St. Vital, and you don't like it. You're like, I just don't like it. I don't like the clientele. I don't like the people I work with. I don't like my manager. I just don't feel like I'm excelling here. I want to transfer. So you get transferred to Walmart in Transcona. And you're like, this is better. They got a bigger lunchroom. They got cuter girls here. I like the manager better, and the clientele's a lot better.
Less shoplifters.
I'm happier. Yeah. Now, I just mentioned 2 neighborhoods in Winnipeg just for familiarity for me. But you know what? You're still working for Walmart. You're still working for Walmart. You went to a new building. You're still selling the same stuff. You're still going to the same aisles. You're still wearing the blue schmuck. You're still working for Walmart. And it's the same idea when it comes to playing professional sports. Yeah, you can go to a different league. You can go to a different team. You can go to a different town. You're still slinging the same product. And whatever makes you better as a player or better as an employee or better as whatever it may be, just remind yourself, you're still working for the same schmuck. You're still working for the Waltons, and they're still cashing the big checks at the end of the day. That's really what it comes down to. As far as Andrew Tate goes, outside of the allegations and the criminal charges that are being laid against him, he'll have his day in court. And believe me when I tell you that I'm cheering for the guy, because everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And from what I've seen, and it got to the point with Andrew Tate where I kind of thought, people are saying a lot of really weird things about this guy. I'd like to look into it. So I actually looked into it. And if that is a just court, there is no reason that guy should be on house arrest. There's no reason that he should have spent time in jail. There's no reason he should be where he is. Is he an arrogant, over-the-top, loudmouth human? Yeah, he's all of those things. Check the boxes. It doesn't mean that he did what they're accusing him of, and I really think that they have a dental floss lawsuit charges against him. I really hope justice prevails on that one. If I'm wrong, I will walk back these comments. I really, really will. But until I see actual evidence of what he's being charged with, I really hope that the courts, unless it's a kangaroo court, I really hope the courts let this guy go free. And just because he says things that you don't agree with does not make him a bad person. He speaks a lot of really good, positive stuff. There are people in my life who have said, wow, that guy is very inspiring, and a lot more young men need to hear this message of staying loyal, staying off booze, praying to God, making sure that you take care of your family, making sure that you take care of yourself so you can take care of your family. Those are all really positive messages, and if you just focus on those ones, that's a really good way to start.
Now,
and like you said,
let me ask you a question for a real quick second here. I know a lot of people, I think, don't like his delivery. I think his delivery is what pisses so many people off.
People don't like my delivery.
Well, I don't like your delivery sometimes, but it's true sometimes, right? A lot like Tate, your prescription your diagnosis is, I think, 100% a lot of the time, but maybe the prescription is where we differ. Like, maybe that's not the actual cure to things. But the question that I had for you is, and again, I think he speaks a lot of truths, especially as somebody playing competitive hockey, professional sports in an ultra-competitive industry where I'm looking for an edge. I think he really speaks to those truths beautifully. What is it about Andrew Tate? What is it about his message that resonates with so many people, myself included? Because when you boil it down, there's plenty of people out there that say the exact same things that he does. They're spreading the same message, same this, same that. But there's something about Andrew Tate, and I don't know what it is, where I don't want to listen to these other bozos, but when Tate talks, I shut up and I listen. And I listen, I say, this guy knows what he's talking about. And I don't know why. Like, you have
I'll tell you why.
I'll
tell you exactly why. And I won't bring up other names, but there are other names that you have brought up either on this show or off the show. You really appreciate success and people speaking from a successful position where you can actually go, is that what it took? Is that what I have to do? Is that what I have to follow? I'll work hard. I'll stay off the booze. I'll keep plugging away. I'll work my butt off. I'll work 10 hours a day. I won't sleep, and I'll make sure I do all of these check marks. And it's things that it's already ingrained in you. It's just it's like a consultant. Companies will hire consultants on a regular basis. Basically, consultants get hired to tell people stuff they already know. It's like, hey, don't forget about this. And the people go, oh, right. I knew about that. Thank you for reminding me. So basically, he's just a consultant. He's someone that you don't have to hire him. He's giving away the information for free. He's just reminding you. But I mean, it's the cigars, it's the glasses, it's the Bugattis, it's the nice suits, it's all the things that he surrounds himself with. I earned this. You can too. If this is what you want, here's how I did it. Go get it.
And I don't know if maybe it's and again, I really do think that his delivery is why so many people hate him, and they listen to these little clips, take a little soundbite, mash it together, make it look bad online. And again, there are some things I do disagree with that he says, but for the overwhelming majority, there are so many good lessons that anybody looking to play professional hockey, anybody looking to play junior hockey, college hockey, competitive sports, anybody who wants to up their game and to become a better upgraded athlete, upgraded man especially, I think should be listening to Tate. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, have you heard his Mr. Producer song, his little theme song?
No.
It's so catchy. If I could put it on the YouTube version without getting flagged, I will. But it is just so catchy, and he sings his own theme song. Somebody strung it together, did a little video. producer. But yeah, I just like you said too. We'll walk by the comments if what happens turns out to be true. I don't think it is. I think he's got a great message, and I shut up and I listen anytime I see him on my YouTube search page.
I'll put it to you this way: I and any kid who's playing whatever sport, take your pick, male or female, I don't care. You have to have a champion's appetite if you really want to succeed. If you want to go out there and have fun, go play intramurals, go play house league, all that kind of stuff. But if you want to win and you want to succeed, you got to have a champion's appetite. You really, really do. And in this society, we're saying that competitiveness is not good, and we're saying that no, you need to be more passive, and peace is good. I think all people should be peaceful. But when we're in an arena of an opportunity to play inside of a set of rules where you can allow that animal instinct to come out and compete, that's healthy. There's something really good about that, because it's in our nature. So we shouldn't suppress that. So anyone that tells you that, oh, no, you need to be more passive. No, you don't. You just need to make sure that it's in a healthy window. But people are saying that any sort of masculinity is toxic, and that's wrong. Men need to be men, and that's what you are. You shouldn't deny that, and you should really kind of figure out what that means. If you are a man, and if you're a woman, you should be a woman. You should really kind of figure out what that is inside of you, and explore that, and not suppress that inside of that healthy boundary.
I love that your lawsuit's finally over. We can talk about this stuff. I've been waiting 50 episodes to talk about this kind of stuff with you. We can finally do it.
Oh, listen, it kind of went with the whole Andrew Tate thing, and people saying that he's a toxic male. No, he's not a toxic male. He is a outspoken, loud human being who has a really positive message for the most part. And again, I'm going to tread very lightly here, because I understand that the charges against him are not very light. They're very dark and heavy allegations.
They're not flattering.
And like I said, no, they're not at all. And I really pray that he has his day in court and it is treated justly. And like I said, if he's found guilty and there's sufficient evidence of so, I will walk back these comments. But I think that he has a really positive message that a lot of people should actually listen to, instead of just going, oh, I heard Andrew Tate was bad. He's bad. I heard 5 people over there say he's bad, so I think he's bad. I stand with them. Have you ever heard Andrew Tate? No, he's just bad, and I believe he's bad. So I'm just tired of that. Go and listen. I had the same argument with my grandmother once upon a time. God rest her soul. Harry Potter is evil. Oh, have you read the books? No, but it's dealing with witchcraft, so it's evil. You should actually read the books. They're actually really positive and uplifting, and a lot of kids could actually get a lot of confidence. Nope, evil. You read that, you're evil. And that's something we never agreed on. But unless you're willing to read the source material, and I'm not saying it's, the Darkhold from Multiverse of Madness. Once you read it, you're messed up forever. But at least read the source material first before you go, I read it and here are my thoughts on it. If you're just going based on someone else's thoughts on it,
I love seeing the viral TikTok videos where somebody will ask somebody, are you a fan? Are you not? Absolutely no. Why? And they'll just pause, and then they'll walk away. No answer. It's hilarious.
Right. Yeah.
But speaking of something
let's move on from this, because I know that the comments are going to be full of people going, no, I just don't like Andrew Tate. Fine. We'll deal with those. Let's move on to something that we can all agree on.
Well, something that I think we can all agree on is that this summer, you got to be looking tight, you got to be looking right, and you got to have the Manscaped beard hedger, right, Dave?
Absolutely. Look, my wife doesn't like it when it's hanging over my when I can chew on my mustache. She's not a big fan. So make sure it's nice and tight right up get there. And you know what I like about it? Zoop, zoop. Saves me a trip to the barber. Works out really well.
And also on top of that, when you're married to a former Playboy model, I think you know what you're talking about, which is why Dave uses the Manscaped beard hedger. I do too. I'm dating my own personal model. I think my girlfriend is the most beautiful woman on the planet, and here's why she likes my beard. The Manscaped beard hedger has 20 lengths. It has 90 minutes of battery life, powered by a USB-C cable, and it's also waterproof. I used it in the shower the other day. Did not electrocute myself. That could have been bad if it was not waterproof, but it was waterproof, which is great, which is why I'm here to do the show for you. It is awesome. Great for your mustache, great for your beard line. This is something that is not advertised, but I did find out. I used it to kind of doctor in my neckline a little bit. No razor burn at all. I was shocked. I thought for sure it would, but no razor burn at all. You can pick up the Manscaped Beard Hedger by going to the link in the video description using the code BIZKIT, BIZKIT. It'll get you 20% off and free shipping only at manscaped.com.
Very nice. Very nice. By the way, not a former Playboy model, just Playboy model, period.
Is she still doing modeling?
She models for me every night.
Well, she's a real estate agent now too, so.
Real estate agent? Yeah, she's, you can go buy some real estate from my wife.
Let me ask you this. Your wife is beautiful. We've documented on the show in the past some of the incredible modeling shoots that she's done. What's something about your wife that nobody knows about? Something that would shock people if you told them about your wife? Like she, what's something weird? I don't know. She has like cheese whiz and jam sandwiches on white bread. I don't know. She
is horrible with metaphors. Like the worst. I'll give you a perfect example. You know the old saying, a bird in the hand is better than two in the bush? Right? You've never heard that before? Oh my God. She may have met her match with you. Okay, I'll give you another one. If a joke goes over your head, you'll say like, "Oh, no, that went right over my head."
Story of my career.
Right. Okay. So she'll say something like, "Whew, that went right under my armpit." You're like, no, it's over your head. She goes, yeah, exactly, right there. I'm like, no. Like the actual saying is like, oh, well, that one went over my head. She's like, yeah, I'm saying the same thing. It's like right under my armpit. I get it.
So she's like, no, Ricky from Trailer Park Boys.
Pretty much, yeah. Like you have a metaphor, she'll screw it up for you.
Water under the fridge.
Bingo. Things like that. It's the worst, and it's so frustrating as a professional broadcaster. And I just sometimes go, "Yep, you nailed it. Good job." Yeah.
It's like getting two birds stoned at once.
Yeah.
You know, here's a true story for you. The car that Ricky drives in Trailer Park Boys, because the show's done now, obviously, they sold it. And when I was in Halifax, I was walking around downtown Halifax, and I heard this like rip and roaring engine, and I heard all these like girls screaming. I was like, "What the hell is going on?" It's Canada Day, right? And I go and walk around the corner. I'm with Rob from Butt Ends, our good-looking blondish devil. And look around the corner. There's the Trailer Park Boys car, and it's some old dude bought the car off the show, I guess, or Ricky, whatever, and everybody's trying to hop in the car, take a picture. Obviously, you know, the hood doesn't close. There's no doors on the thing. The hood, like everything's busted on it, but it looks pretty cool. And yeah, true story. It's now owned by somebody else. By the way, R.I.P. Jim Leahy, who we've talked about before on the show, played an extreme alcoholic in the show, never drank for 30 years prior to his death.
Yeah, it's a coastal town, and keep in mind it's a northern coastal city. So yeah, they get their fair share. But man, I've never had a better lobster in my life than I did in Halifax.
Oh, me and Rob hummed and hawed outside of this one lobster joint for about 5-6 minutes. Do we spend $40 on a lobster each or no? And yes. You know what we did? We went and got donair instead. Every time we hummed and hawed, we got donair instead. Never got a chance to get any Halifax lobster. But the rent is cheap there. I was shocked at how small the buildings are. There's no tall high-rises or anything. Apparently, you can only build so high because of all the planes and everything that come in the harbor. So would love to live cheaply in downtown Halifax, but a great place. And I'll definitely go back next summer. I want to bring Victoria with me next summer to go experience it, but it was a great trip. Definitely worth it.
Did you stop by the Mooseheads home rink?
Yes, I did. They were actually having a Army military concert going on at the Scotiabank Center, Scotiabank Arena, Scotiabank, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Scotiabank Center, yep.
The Metro Center, the former Metro Center. Apparently everybody still calls it the Metro Center. But went down there. The Citadel, you can see everything. You can see the whole skyline, the former place of the Halifax explosion. By the way, can we, just to give a little briefing, apparently not a lot of people know about this. 1917, there's a ship coming in from, I believe, Norway with just an absurd amount of ammunition in this ship. And it's coming into the harbor, and it's drifting out of the shipping lane. And it's going further and further and further out of the shipping lane. And then it collides with this other cargo ship. And then what do you think happens? Boof, up in flames. What does the crew do? They just abandon ship. They're like, see you later.
Oh, yeah.
So this thing is going closer and closer and closer to downtown Halifax. And about 25 minutes later, the thing, kaboom, 2,000 people dead, blows up everything. Like apparently it was the biggest explosion disaster in Canadian history as far as like casualties and damage go. But you could see all all the stuff from the Citadel. You get a vantage point of all that kind of stuff. Just a crazy historical event, which actually did shape Halifax a lot. Actually, all the buildings in downtown are from 1920s, 1930, because they had to rebuild everything. So everything looks really cool and in sync with one another.
Speaking of blowing up, go blow up our Patreon page, because if we get to 200 subscribers, I will join social media again, and only Patreon subscribers will be able to access it. That's the bar that's been set, and the longer it takes, the more that bar goes up. So sign up now. Dirt cheap. Coffee mugs, hoodies, shirts, hockey cards, all the stuff, different tiers. You can go to the basic level. Go help out the podcast and help out that guy right there. Make sure he gets his train right into Watertown to go play for the Wolves at the end of September.
Yeah, if you join the Patreon page, we get some amazing perks. Starts at $5 a month. We actually had our first $100 a month member the other day. Now, there's the mug that obviously has the Sling the Bizkit logo and my face on it, which you'll see on the video version of the show on YouTube. We got the Sling the Bizkit sweaters, which my woman says are incredible. The comfort, the feel, the look, they're great. So apparently they're good. And then also the hockey cards, the Motor City collector cards, my rookie cards from Motor City and Varberg. Also the new regular trading card set, and then the holographic print. By the way, we got 2 new cards in the way, Watertown edition. More on that coming very, very, very soon. Those are some perks. We're going to have more perks, including Patreon exclusive episodes. I would like to know, do people want to hear the episodes early? Because they'd only be out like a day or two earlier for the Patreon exclusive. And I thought...
Yeah, they do.
Well, Victoria was telling me too, we got to do them ad-free. But I think the ads kind of like make the show. And also it's kind of like they're naturally transitioned in. So if you're a Patreon member, would like to know what you think. If you're not a Patreon member, what do you want from the Patreon?
Sign up!
To sign up. $5 a month. There's a link in the description. But anyway, this has been Slangin The Bizkit. This is episode 50. It is good to be back with my amazing co-host in the city of Winnipeg, Mr. Dave Wheeler, the #1 morning show in the city. I believe Dave and I are going to be back next week and running all the way through the summer. Moving forward, hit the subscribe button if you're on the YouTube version of the show, because it helps the show a lot. Hit the like button, leave a comment. Me and Dave always talk. Reset the computer there. What?
Early and often. Let's
there
go.
we go. Early and often, fellas. Boney's off. Ice is ready. Morning skating 5. Let's go. But hit the subscribe button. Helps with the show a lot. We'd love to talk in the comment section. If you're on Apple or Spotify, leave a review, a little 5-star review. What do you think of the show? I'd love to hear from you. And on behalf of my amazing co-host, we look forward to seeing you every single Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 in the beautiful city of Winnipeg, the home of myself and Dave. 9 in Calgary, 8 in the West Coast here in Vancouver, the nicest city in Canada. And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the show.